Right, a very good morning to you all. I hope you're all fine. It's the weekend. It's Saturday. It's the 11th of March, and I'm here to bring you the Southeast England weather forecast, not just for today, but for tomorrow also. Yeah, a 48-hour weather forecast, looking at the forecast weather in Southeast England, and there are changes on the way again. But for now, it's quite chilly. It's quite cold out there, and we're going to start off by having a look around the temperatures across the area. So zero point 0.5 here in my back garden at Folkestone, a hard frost earlier today. In Maidstone, it's minus zero point 0.5. Over down towards Brighton, 2.4 degrees on the coast. You're a little bit warmer down there. Crawley, minus 1.2. Minus 1.1 at Guildford. Move over towards Reading and you're below zero at minus zero point 0.6. Burford, I think that's up near Oxfordshire. That's bang on zero at the moment. And then over towards Nebworth, minus zero point 0.9. Head over towards Chelmsford, it's minus 1.2. London, the big smoke, 2.8, and tropical Botany Bay also at 2.8. I'm yet to see a frost recorded at Botany Bay. It's a little bit of interest for me, that one. I'm sure we will get one there one day. Right, have a quick look around at some of the local weather stations. This is probably representative of many areas across Southeast England this morning, but Bruce has a lovely little chart here which shows all the coldest temperatures. These are mainly based around North West Kent, and these are all your amateur weather stations. But minus 5.6 at Ainsford, Otford, Ightham, Ainsford, many places, all between minus 4 and minus 5 degrees. But changes are on the way. Let's just come on to the minimum temperatures across the UK. Top of the chills this morning. Again, Altnahara, minus 15.2. I think that's 4 mornings on the bounce now where they have been in minus double digits, and 3 of those have been below minus 15. So very, very cold still across many parts of the UK, but changes are on the way. I'm just going to have a little look at the snow cover across the UK. It has been a cold week. Down here in the south, it was a bit fleeting. It came and went. It came back a bit yesterday, but the lasting snow cover can be seen over parts of Wales, certainly up the central spine of the country, across the Pennines in particular, bits over Ireland, but the main story has been Scotland, many parts of northern Scotland. They've been in the freezer now ever since Monday. But as I've mentioned, a change is on the way, and we're going to have a look at that in just a moment, but also how it's looking down here as well, because this change is quite a big one. Right, maximum temperatures. So warmer air is slowly trying to get into the west of the UK. Top of the hots this morning is down on the Isles of Scilly at St Mary's at 8.2 degrees. Right, let's have a look at the facts chart. This is the cold ridge of high pressure that's sitting over the UK at the moment, that's led to the very, very cold night. But down to the southwest, there are some fronts pushing in, and they are now starting to try and bring in this milder air. And finally, they will succeed. This warm front, these occlusions will get to the north of Scotland, and changes are on the way. But if we just take a look at the radar at the moment, you'll see that there is a band of very light rain, sleet, and some patchy light snow across many parts of southwest England, moving into central southern England, and that could be picked up on this thing. I think it's called a frontalizing warm front. It's a warm front that is really, it's decaying in situ, and yeah, that's exactly what it's going to do. Do not fear, this is not going to be coming towards the southeast of England. However, if you're in parts of Oxfordshire and Hampshire, don't be at all surprised if for the next couple of hours you see the odd bit of flake of snow flying around in the wind, but nothing too troubling. Right, but what does happen is if we move this facts chart forward to midnight tonight, the milder air is finally starting to get into the west of Ireland. Well, it's across Ireland. It's moving across southern England, and it will be moving across many parts of the UK, not before it's given quite another snow event to the north. We run this facts chart through to midday tomorrow. The occlusion has pushed through, and finally the mild air has reached the whole of the UK. Tropical maritime air, and we will be reminded tomorrow that the calendar has moved on. We're in mid-March, and those temperatures are going to respond really quite well. Let's now play out the icon sequence because there are fronts around. That does mean that there will be rain. So before we go from cold to very mild, there is this transition to take place. So we'll start off by looking at the sequence, and this is the here and now. So we've got this band of weak light rain, sleet, and some patchy wet snow down across the southwest west of England. That's kind of just going to decay, but then later on, the warm front pushing in from the southwest will intensify. This is by midday, and it is slowly but surely moving eastwards across southeast England. So I think it's fair to say that it'll be a bright morning. Cloud will slowly increase throughout the course of the late morning into the early afternoon, and from around about 2 or 3 o'clock, there'll be light rain falling, certainly across Hampshire, Sussex, parts of Berkshire, and up towards Oxfordshire. This light rainy drizzle moves eastwards throughout the course of the evening. This is where it sits at 4, this is where it sits at 5 o'clock, and this is where it sits tonight. Around about 6 o'clock. And then that pushes eastwards. It intensifies somewhat over East Anglia, but note how towards the north of the UK, particularly up towards the Pennines, towards Scotland, there's quite a snow event marking that change. Run it through to tomorrow, so the drizzle hangs about for quite a while, particularly over eastern parts this evening and overnight, but then it clears out the way. And then tomorrow, variable cloud, sunny spells, breezes in from the west, and no rain. So staying dry, but yeah, you can look down towards the southwest at the end of the day. There is the next rain band coming in that will bring a wet night into Monday, but we can cover that one in the next forecast. Right, I'm going to start wrapping this up. So we'll have a quick look at the winds. So today, light southeasterly breezes blowing throughout. This is 3 o'clock this afternoon. This is 6 o'clock this evening, and then this is 9 o'clock tonight. But by midnight, notice how these breezes have started to turn westerly. This is where the milder air comes in, and this is what we've got tomorrow. We've got westerly breezes blowing in at around about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So a moderate breeze, but yeah, as I've mentioned, and I'm going to come on to that now. The temperatures. So these are your maximum temperatures today, just 6s and 7s. So still quite a raw feel. These will be replaced by maxes tomorrow of 14, possibly a 15 tomorrow. These are your starting temperatures this morning, as we've already seen, down to -3, -4 in many places. But these will be your starting temperatures tomorrow morning, 6s and 7s with milder air pushing in from the southwest all the time. So that is it in a nutshell. It's a bright start today, a frosty start. A rather cloudy day after that fine morning, drizzly rain this evening and overnight, clearing tomorrow, maybe a little bit cloudy to start with, but slowly brightening up, variable cloud, sunny spells, and maximum temperatures in the mid-teens. So it will feel spring-like. I hope that's all giving you a bit of a nice taster as to what's going on this weekend. Just a little note that it will be turning colder again in the middle of next week. So do make the most of tomorrow's mild temperatures. I'll be back tomorrow night with the week ahead forecast. In the meantime, have a lovely day, have a lovely weekend. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now.